In today's video, I'm going to share with you about 5 reasons why you might want to switch to using river sand to mulch around your vegetable plants or your fruit trees, or just for landscaping in general instead of wood chips. Now, I bought about 80,000 pounds of river sand in the last year, and I've been experimenting using it to mulch around these aronia berry plants, those elderberry plants over here, a bunch of garden boxes and other plants. And so far, the results have been going amazingly, and there's about 5 benefits I want to share with you. So benefit number 1, it's very cost effective. So I could get about 45,000 pounds of river sand delivered to my property in Missouri for about $270. And I can mulch a lot of plants with 45,000 pounds of river sand. Number 2, river sand is not flammable, which I love. I had a wildfire at our property, you know, a grass fire that got away on me when I was doing a burn pile. And so it's important to me to have some fire blocks on our property where if there's, you know, a fire that's getting out of control and spreading across the grass, it's nice having this, you know, 4-foot wide fire strip that where the flame just hopefully won't jump over to the other side. A third reason why I love river sand is it's extremely easy to weed using a weed hoe. I've got river sand all over our property, and it only takes me about 30 minutes once a month to go around, you know, our garden beds, all of our elderberry and aronia berry plants, our strawberry beds, and I can knock loose basically all of the weeds with very minimal effort using a weed hoe in about 30 minutes, which is fantastic. And once I knock loose the weeds, you know, the roots are exposed and they get fried in the sun. A fourth benefit to using river sand is that it's not messy. So for example, you know, right after it rains, you can walk on river sand and it's not going to make your shoes get all muddy and gross. In fact, when my boots get all muddy, I like walking on our sand just to help the mud come off and to kind of clean my boots. Another thing I really like about river sand is that you can take a riding mower or a push mower and you can go right over the edge of the grass and the sand, and it won't kick up wood chips everywhere. You know, when I go over, you know, the wood chips by, you know, some of our fruit trees, it sends those wood chips flying and it looks all messy and it kind of bangs around our mower, but it's not that way with river sand. Another benefit to using river sand is that it doesn't decompose like wood chips. You know, wood chips, as they decompose, can actually like use up some nitrogen. They do add to the organic material of your soil over time, but you know, river sand, you can mulch it once, put, you know, a layer maybe 4 inches thick, and then just keep it weed free, and you could use the same river sand for years and years and years. You know, it's not going anywhere. It's also very heavy, so it doesn't blow around, you know, when there's heavy winds. You would think it might, but it really doesn't. I mean, these are kind of large, coarse pieces of sand. They're not really going anywhere. They're like little pebbles. If you're planning on using sand to mulch around your plants, make sure you use river sand, not beach sand. Beach sand comes from the ocean and has salts in it that could harm your plants. So don't do that. But if you live in an area near lots of rivers, you might contact a company that sells gravel for construction projects and for driveways and see if they also sell sand. The people I buy river sand from, they say that this is kind of the leftovers. You know, they screen, you know, gravel that's like an inch large or 3 inches large or a ½ inch. And then this is what's left after they do all the screening. So, you know, there are some little itty bitty pebbles, but most of it's kind of a sandy material. I absolutely love using river sand. I've used it in so many different ways. You know, our children, they love playing in our river sand. I love putting it in our chicken runs so it doesn't get as muddy and it helps with drainage. I like putting it around our aronia berry plants, our elderberry plants, our strawberry plants, our raised garden beds. The sand just has not seemed to harm any of the plants. I was worried that it might like suffocate the plants, you know, if I put on a thick layer of sand because it's so heavy. You know, I was worried, but I haven't had any issues with that. At least in the first year, I've had really good results. It seems like the plants I've used it next to really love it. And I'm actually thinking I'm probably going to put river sand around our trees in our orchard, just because it's so easy to keep weed free. All you need is a weed hoe and you can just knock loose the weeds. And it only takes, maybe a half hour once a month to keep all of your plants basically weed free. Now, I have an idea that's kind of crazy, but I'm really excited to give this a try. And if you want to see the results, you should totally subscribe. But I'm thinking after this season of growing in our garden that I'm planning on layering our entire garden area with about an inch or two thick of river sand and trying some no-till gardening using river sand as the mulching material, where just once every week I can go out for 30 minutes and knock loose all of the weeds on our big, massive garden plot. And then when I want to plant something, I can just move the sand aside, plant a seed, move the plant aside, plant a little seedling, and then just water it that way. As the plant grows, I can just move the sand around the base of the stem to support it and to, prevent weeds around it. And I'm really excited about that. So if you're interested in seeing how that goes, go ahead and subscribe. Anyways, I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.